Hello and welcome back to Frozen Prairie Scouting here. All right, we got a fun one today again with all this Team Canada news coming out. But we have the fun Team Canada National Junior T Summer Camp coming up here. I think it starts this weekend actually. So that'll be fun. They announced the team today. I'm going to go through kind of the camp and then I'll give you my prediction for each position. Let's start with goalies. I don't know a ton about them. I like Ivan Kovic. Uh, Great selection by Nashville in 2025. This kid is a winner, stops pucks, and just gives her all the time. All the other ones, I can tell you, I haven't really watched them. Probably have, but I don't pay a lot of attention to goaltenders. I've always left it up to my goalie guys to let me know what's going on. Um, my goalie predictions would be Jack Ivankovic as the starter, backup Lucas Beckman, and third goalie, I'm going off the board with Leaf Odin out of the WHL. He's an 09. I think they're going to need somebody. If you look at the piece there, I think you're going to need somebody to help out as a younger guy to be ready for future years. Ivan Kovic's probably going to start and play the whole tournament there. I think you bring Beckman in. He has a pretty good experience and then you bring the young guy in to just kind of be there. This guy played 31 games as a 16-year-old for Lethbridge. He's got good size, good mobility, athletic. Those are kind of the only things I really know. He stops the puck pretty well too. Um, I think it'll be a good choice. I guess we'll see. I think O10 is going to be with the U18 team here at the Holinka. Maybe he'll be the starter. I don't know. But that's kind of my prediction here on the goalie side. We'll keep it short on that. All right, let's look at the D. We're very WHL heavy. Jackson Smith, Verhoff, Carols, Lynn, Liskey, Rudolph, all from the WHL. Um, it's always been pretty WHL heavy. When the team's been successful, you've had a WHL heavy back end. Um, where I see this going is Dupont's probably going to make the team. He's currently at the Holinka camp. You have returnees, Verhoff and Carols. For the back end, I would say Jackson Smith obviously was the last cut last year. This is a really strong back end, actually. Good, good, good back end, all of them. I'm a big fan of Cameron Reed from Kitchener. I believe he's heading off to Michigan. Um, I think all these players here deserve the invite from what I've seen last year. I actually really like all these defensemen. So let's go into my predictions here on the back end. First pairing, I got Cam Reed, Landon Dupont. Obviously, two of my favorite defensemen from the Memorial Cup last year, and I think they'll be really good together. I think Cam Reed plays a very steady that would let Dupont kind of be out there on his own, and I think they're going to be a pairing at Michigan as well this year, so that's great. Karels Verhoff, I actually really liked them as a pairing last year. They're going to probably be a pairing at Nodak, so it kind of makes a lot of sense for Team Canada to do that. And then third pairing, I got Smith and Rudolph. I think they're both skating. They have great puck mobility. Both can join the rush. Both have great sticks. This would be a tough defense to get through as a team. I have Zav making it as the seventh. I think he can add some dynamism if you're needing it in your lineup. You can even use him as a seventh D and maybe give him some minutes there. I think Dupont will probably run the power play with Rudolph. You might even see a two defenseman setup, kind of like Rudolph did in Prince Albert this year. And again, I always think you need to bring a young guy. I don't think any of these guys will be available the year after. Maybe Verhoff might play one more year, depending if San Jose needs him or not, depending on how the year goes. Villeneuve will age out, Smith will age out, Reed's going to age out, Carls will be in the NHL, Dupont will probably be in the NHL. I think you need to bring a young defenseman there with you. I really like Caden O'Coin for that. He's not my highest rated on the 09s for the draft in 2028, but he is a guy that I think can bring an element to the team, and I think he would be a guy that I'd be looking at bringing if I'm Team Canada. when I'm looking to bring somebody who's a little bit younger. And then we never know. There could be somebody like a Ethan McKenzie this year that just kind of blows everything out of the water and becomes one of those players for them. But I think the team is just too strong this year for somebody to really push their way onto it like that. When I look at this 7-8 defenseman, I'm like, this is going to be a tough team to make with these guys right here. Now, let's look at the forwards. To be honest, I'm not in love with this group as a whole. Nothing jumps out the page to me. There's some really good players, but I think they're missing a game breaker. You got some returnees in Reshny, Coots, Denoyer, and Martin here at camp. I do like the team down the middle for this, but again, I feel like something's missing. Malhotra, Lawrence are definitely going to be pushing for a spot. I could see Coots, Martin, and Desnoyers not available. They probably will make the NHL. I do like that they have some size and skill on this roster. When you look here, it's, you got some bigger guys with the Belchats, Rubrick, Nesbet. Obviously O'Brien isn't there, but he's got some good size, some skill. And then they're giving some of these smaller guys a chance with 5'8" Cameron Schmidt, 5'9" Philip Veilleux, 5'10" Dima Zilkin, who I really like as a player. I actually got to give it to Hockey Canada. They're starting to change it up a little bit, and I think that's going to be for the better as you look into the future. But let's look at my predictions here for the forwards. My first line here, I think they're going to go with 14 forwards like they went with last year. First line here is a bit of everything you want. I love the size of Belchets and his play. Reshny, I really like him. Calgary pick there. Dima Zilkin, I think they just need a little bit of a player like that on the line. Reshny sets guys up. I think Zilkin can do a lot of everything you want. Line 2 here, you have Malhotra centering. You look at it, Maddox, Schultz. I think he's going to make it. I think he's got something that they need. And then I put Cameron Schmidt there. Again, I feel like Canada was missing scoring last year, and I don't think you can hold Schmidt off the team here. This kid can score. Maddox Schultz can score. Caleb Malhotra is one of those all-around players. I think he could be the second line center here. Third line, I have the St. Louis connection, Maddox Desjardins, who's not at camp, which surprises me. I don't know if he's injured, but it didn't say he was unable to attend. But I think Desjardins is going to make the team. Tynan Lawrence, I think, is going to be a perfect center there. You could almost, flip Malhotra or Lawrence, I think, on this team. And then we have Mathis Preston, again, who wasn't invited to the summer showcase, but Mathis Preston, every time he wears that maple leaf, this is a stunner of a player. Fourth line, they always like to have one guy who's kind of like that fourth liner. And Chase Harrington plays that style of game. And, you look Cole Baudouin, you look at guys they've tended to put on this team that play a certain style. Chase Harrington is that guy. And I think he'll make it because of that. And then I have the Ruck Twins making it. These are the top scorers in the CHL last year. Why are they not at camp? What is Hockey Canada doing? And then my extras are Ryan Rubrick, Tommy Lafreniere, guys that deserve it. And then unavailable, who I say are going to be NHL, Coots, Martin, O'Brien, Desnoyers. And then the other ones who we kind of already know are going to be NHL, the McKennas, the Kindles, those kind of guys, right? So this is my prediction. I'm really looking forward to hearing what you guys think. I'm kind of going off the board a little bit here based on my own thought process. I'm probably completely wrong, but I think they're going to have to take Schultz. This kid's a deadly weapon out there, and this kid's dominated everything and was almost a point a game in the WHL as a 15-year-old in 34 games. He's got enough experience, I think, to be able to make this team. I think Mathis Preston could possibly lead this team in points. And, you know, I think Rubrek's going to be putting up enough numbers in Guelph to make the team. Tommy Lafreniere, he's heading to Western Michigan, which would be kind of a crazy way to make the team. But this is a kid that I think does enough that he can kind of be placed in the lineup as one of those extra guys for sure. So this is my prediction. This is the team I think that they'll be taking, and it's probably going to be completely wrong. And I know that already because that's the way it goes. But thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. And have a good day. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Appreciate it.